Hey guys, welcome to another wonderful episode of Equilibrium. It's actually the last episode of 2021. I'm your host, Bria.
I'm Tim.
How are you doing, Tim?
Fine.
We're actually filming at night, like late into the night. So Tim, you should be thriving right now.
I haven't gotten there yet. I've been out the house too much today. I'm tired.
I don't think there's ever a time when you're not tired.
Probably not.
So, funny story, Tim actually did my hair today.
Last time.
I hurt my thumb. As you can see, I don't have my nails and I can't scrub my hair, so Tim had to wash my hair. Tell us about your experience.
It will not happen again.
I've been telling Tim for years, you need to know how to do my hair in case something happens to me, and he said to just shave it off.
I mean, I didn't say that, but it works for me. I like getting out of the bed and looking the same as when I went to sleep. It's real easy life.
Tim,
stress-free.
Tim thought it would be funny to put my hair into a mound while he washed it, rather than actually washing my hair.
I was trying to wash it.
You weren't.
As a mound.
And he was like, oh, it's so tangled. He kept scrunching it together so that it became tangled. Anyway,
I don't know how to deal with that mess.
Tim, don't call my hair a mess. You need to learn how to deal with it, honestly.
I won't be doing that again.
If there's one day in the future, I should have just gone to a beauty shop, to be honest. Anyway,
you have a mother that knows how to deal with your hair. You could have asked her.
Yeah, but she's going on vacation. I don't want to bother her. I don't like to be bothered the day. I asked her, but I'm like, it's okay, Mom. It's fine. But it would have come out a lot better. I have to redo it and possibly reinfect my thumb. Do you see what it looks like?
Maybe you shouldn't get fungus on your thumb.
Anyway, I got fungus because of you.
It's not because of me.
Who's it because of? Tim had me order. Okay, so I lost my fingernail clippers. It's a whole thing. I lost my fingernail clippers at my parents' house, or someone stole it. I don't know. And so I ordered some fingernail clippers.
Jared.
So many of my items are gone. From Amazon, and I think it came laced with something. So here's what we've been watching lately. Tim, you go first.
What have I been watching lately? True Story. Did we watch that? Oh yeah, we watched that. Kevin Hart.
So we watched the True Story Kevin Hart show on Netflix with Wesley Snipes. I don't know why we decided to watch it. I guess we were just looking for something. It wasn't bad. I used to be really obsessed with Kevin Hart back in the day. I used to think he was hilarious, his stand-up. And now not so much. It's not that funny. But he wasn't. It was a dramatic performance from him. It was fine.
It's fine. I thought it was his life. I thought I had missed something where he I won't give away the show, but I thought it was actually about his life, and I just didn't know some news stories here. It seemed very it was a comedian like Kevin Hart. I thought they were talking about him.
I think it had, I didn't read up on it, but I think it had, obviously some elements of his actual life. He's a cheater, and he's a comedian, and I assume he has a brother.
Probably a murderer, too.
And it was in Philadelphia. It had the villain from Luke Cage in it as, a scrawny stalker in it. So that was interesting to see a different role for him. Do you have any other thoughts on that?
Interesting.
Okay.
I didn't think about him being from Luke Cage. I was thinking about him being from Coach Carter way back in the day. Isn't that the same person?
Tim, you mention Coach Carter way too often for a normal person. Was that your
It was
favorite
a
movie
big
growing
movie
up?
back in middle school.
I mean, I just don't think about Coach Carter, and you mention it at least twice a week.
I've mentioned it twice in the past week.
Yeah, because you're obsessed with it. You know, every actor that's in it too. Anyway, we also watched Love Life on Amazon Prime. This is season 2, starring William Jackson Harper, or Chidi from The Good Place. What are your thoughts?
I don't really have any thoughts on that one. It was kind of a snoozer to me.
You don't love love, do you?
Nope. Not other people's.
Do you love your own love?
Sometimes.
Anyway, I love love, and I enjoyed this season. I also enjoyed season 1. What's so funny to you?
Nothing. Continue.
Anyway, I enjoyed season 2. I enjoyed seeing William Jackson Harper as well as Jessica Williams. Jessica Williams was his played a love interest on the show. I thought it was pretty good. It was really enjoyable.
It was fine.
What did you like out of the shows that we've been watching? Tim is still All-American.
Bria is really into CW shows. That's why she has All-American on there. I would have given that one up years ago, like all the other.
Are you
CW
kidding me? You
shows.
always say All-American's on tonight.
I would have given that one up.
Tim
Just
loves like, there's not enough football in this. I don't even like All-American.
Yeah, it's not about football anymore. It's some like cheesy CW drama.
You watched so many CW shows.
Until they lose steam.
The 100, The Flash, Arrow,
I
Green
don't
Lantern.
watch those anymore because every single one of them, they'll
You
be
stopped
good.
watching after
They'll
like
be
season
good
6.
for like 2 seasons, and then they go into some cheesy CW drama. And the 100 just went off the rails.
You also were like, what about Riverdale? Should we start watching Riverdale?
I did not say
Yes,
that.
you did.
I asked what it was.
And you're like,
Because
"Wait,
you're always on
go,
the CW.
go ahead and add that to my list. That was
Rhea wanted
Tim.
to watch Supergirl.
What is Supergirl? I don't even know what he knows like underground CW shows.
Invasion was cool. That was probably the best thing we've watched.
Tell them about it. No one knows what that is.
Invasion is on Apple TV Plus. It's not advertised at all because they don't have any like real actors in it, like known actors. Yeah, I don't know. It's about like alien and an alien invasion. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It like builds into season 2, so like it's gonna have another season to it. So you should start watching.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It has like different storylines. So they'll tell it like the first storyline that we're introduced to is a family where like the husband's cheating. It's like good. Then the other one is like a guy fighting in like Iraq. I think he's like a Navy SEAL. The other story is like British kids who like one guy has like seizures all the time and like crash. Is that the only story? There's a 4th one, isn't there?
Yeah, but you also have the bully in that story that's like off the. He's a little wild. Says some things at inappropriate times, and it's hilarious.
You like when people say inappropriate things at inappropriate times?
Yeah.
That's your whole being?
I mean, I do it a lot, and I think it's hilarious.
No one thinks you're hilarious.
There's some people. I got some fans out there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Anyway, so Invasion is really good. You guys should watch that on Apple Plus. Personally, I've been watching Insecure in Harlem. Insecure is in its final season, and you guys know I really like Issa Rae, and it's just not my favorite season. I'm not really like looking forward to it every Sunday. I think it came on recently, and I'm like, did I even watch that episode? Not into it. So I'm glad they're wrapping that up. Tim still refuses to watch it. Harlem is on Amazon Prime with Megan Good. I enjoy it. I'm like 4 episodes in. It's been fine. It's funny because her co-star from Cousin Skeeter's on it, and they like have a little joke about it in there. My mom also told me that Grace Byers, which is also in Harlem, has a really thick like Caribbean accent, which you wouldn't know because she talks like without an accent on the show. So I looked it up. She used to be on Empire, another one of Tim's favorite shows.
I did not watch that.
And so it's like, okay, I don't know. I'll give you like my final thoughts once I'm done with it, but 4 episodes in, it's like fine. Tim and I started watching Succession, like
Started.
one episode in. Yeah. That's starting.
Explained. Funny that you had that up there. Also,
I love that show.
I like how you included Friday Night Lights for me, but not Fear.
I
I've
forgot-
really been watching Fear the
Has
Walking
to.
Dead. That's the only like current show. I told you Fear.
Is it good?
Fear has been better this season. Fear's been better like the last couple seasons, probably than the actual Walking Dead, but yeah, they're getting ready. She's still going, but they're getting ready to kill off that main character from the 100.
That's Tim's favorite show.
It's not my favorite show, but yeah, it's interesting that it's been going. I don't know. It's like on season 6, maybe.
They need to cancel all the Fears and Deads.
Well, they were supposed to have a movie trilogy, and COVID cut that plan because it was supposed to be in theaters with what's his name, Andrew Lincoln. He has like he has a weird actual name.
It's like Butt Kiss.
Yeah. He was supposed to be like the star of this like movie trilogy, and since COVID happened, they're not even sure if that trilogy is still going to happen.
It shouldn't.
It's still in the works, and they're still like building up to it with these other shows. They have that show. They had the spinoff that was like following children. I couldn't watch that. I watched like 3 episodes.
So you want? I tried watching Fear the Walking Dead, but I thought it was gonna be actually about the origin story of like where it came from, and it was not that at all. It was just about some black kid who got killed for selling drugs, and I was like, I don't approve of this message.
It wasn't about that, but that happened, yes.
And I didn't approve of it, so I stopped watching.
At least with Fear, though, they like showed it from the start instead of The Walking Dead, where it's like after it's already like begun. And they do need like an actual origin story, but I don't know.
I don't think anyone is watching The Deads anymore.
It should have happened a long time ago. And
is that all you're watching by yourself?
I think so.
Tim loves watching like old 90s shows over and over again.
I'm only rewatching Friday Night Lights because it just takes you back to small southern town with high school football.
Baby, do you miss it?
Yeah, I'm gonna move back.
Whoa! By yourself? I've been watching Selling Sunset and $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. I love watching very expensive listings and houses in these very extravagant places, which is just Los Angeles, and both are very good.
I watched $1 Million Listing with you.
Yeah, but you're like talking over it. Our Kind of People got canceled. Sorry, Yaya. I tried to stick with you and like support you, but like it was not good. Hopefully you get picked up for a different show. Wu-Tang, I'm still trying to finish it up. Ozark comes back in January. I think it's like January 2nd or 21st or something, so we'll catch you guys up on that. We are going to start rewatching those episodes so that we remember it, because the first season was like 2017, so we don't remember it.
Anytime Bria tries to rewatch something, she falls asleep, so it's not going to happen.
Unless it's like I can watch like lighthearted things over.
She's not going to make it through Ozark.
But I want to make it through it so I can get prepared. I also I want to rewatch Snowfall. Okay, any other thoughts? Oh, I have been watching this Real Housewives of Atlanta show with Portia and her fiance, the drama. Wow. So I was telling you a little bit about this, how like Portia was with her.
He's like 30 years older than her or something.
I think he's like 52 and she's like 40. So she's like 12.
That's still too old.
There's an age gap.
When she was 6, he was 18. That's a pedophile.
Maybe you put it that way.
Yeah, that's how it always is. These people are like our age and married to somebody that's like 55.
But honestly, I have thought like if I were not married to you or like something happened, I would definitely have a sugar daddy. Like, I mean, if it's like all these women on these like housewife shows, a lot of them have older husbands who are super rich. I'm like, do what you can.
One of my CVS customers offered me when I was working there to be my sugar mama.
Take it.
I probably should have taken
You
her
missed
up on it.
out.
It was really creepy though. I was like at the register. She was saying too many.
You probably just had to like spend time with her. Like, not even be touched.
She said she was going to draw up a bath for me when I was off work.
Okay, that sounds nice. Doesn't mean she was going to do anything to you. Just have a nice bath, wash up, get paid.
I was molested.
She did not want to touch you. Anyway, where do we even get to this? Oh, Portia and Simon. Crazy show. Watch it. I think that's it. That's all the shows, right? Any other thoughts on what you're watching show-wise?
I'm good.
Okay, so what's on film? We recently watched Fight Club, which is like such a classic movie that everyone's like, don't talk about Fight Club. I was honestly not expecting it to be what it was about.
No. And
like, after all these years, no one's ever told me what it was, obviously, but.
And like, after you pointed it out, it's literally just the movie version, obviously the original, but the movie version of Mr. Robot.
Yeah, but Mr. Robot like took it from that.
Yeah, that's why I said like the original.
It's based off of novels, like 2 novels. I wouldn't watch it again. I had to turn my head because it was like kind of gory and like, I don't know. I didn't care. Like, I'm not gonna watch it again. I don't consider it to be one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like everyone else says. We watched Old on the plane, and it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, and it was entertaining.
It was a good plain movie. I wouldn't want to like.
You were
pay
gonna
for it in
pay for
theaters.
it.
I'm glad I didn't like pay for it like to rent on my TV or anything.
Yeah, I would have been.
Yeah, if I actually, I know I like paid for it, like built-in cost in the cost of the flight, but
You also were gonna pay for King of Staten Island.
don't tell people that. It looked funny in the commercials though. There were like 4 really dark jokes where I was like, "This is hilarious."
You think Pete Davidson is
Nothing-
funny?
Yeah, because he's really dark and says wild things.
Do you have a dark sense of humor?
I don't know. I just think things that shouldn't be funny are funny.
I think that's dark.
Maybe.
Anyway, he was like laughing at Pete Davidson things. He was gonna pay $30 to rent that movie.
I wasn't. Okay.
Unforgivable. Sandra Bullock is on Netflix. We started in about five minutes, and I couldn't do it.
It has drug use. Bria is a child and she cannot handle drug use.
Don't. Woo!
She doesn't like people who do drugs.
I mean, like, if you want to like smoke something, fine. I just like I can't with the injectables. Please, we don't need.
You're
to.
fine smoking meth. Just
I don't care.
inject
Just
it.
don't inject it. Like, I don't need to see that on the screen. It was like nasty. With I almost fainted. So I will not complete that movie. I don't know.
Speaking of which, don't go to Albuquerque because there's a lot of that on the streets.
We already talked about this, how Tim like seeks these people out.
I'm not seeking them out, I'm just making sure they don't have like a gun or something if I get robbed. And then like every person that I looked at that was on the street was like getting ready to shoot up with something.
I thought it was just one person.
There were more. When we were driving, there were people on the.
Why are you looking at those people?
I was taking in the sights of the city.
Yeah, but not at the like sidewalk. I don't like if I'm in public, I don't look at people on sidewalks. I don't look at people directly. Like I know they're there, but I do not look at them directly because I don't want to be scarred.
Oh, I look directly.
Because
I know
like
what they're doing.
I have a problem. I cannot. I'll think about it, which I have a very vivid imagination. We found voyeurs because Tim is a pervert. The main character talked like the Cookie Monster. Not the main character, but the main character's boyfriend talked like the Cookie Monster.
He did? Such a
Um,
bad attempt at an accent.
And it didn't like their chemistry was a little off. What this is about? Like we went into it like totally normal. It was just about like this lady who, like this couple who like rented a new apartment and they were just like looking in at their neighbors like across the way. It's like New York or something where you could like see into someone else's apartment and they had their blinds open. And so she was just like watching them day to day and like that's all I thought it was going to be about, but it's like a lot. And it wasn't a bad film.
Bria picked this. Don't let her fool you.
Just like don't watch it with your parents or like anyone like that. And you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love Hard Tim
That was not me.
was dying
That
laughing.
was not me.
Tim thoroughly enjoyed this Christmas movie. You were actually laughing. I wasn't even gonna finish it.
I wasn't the one who like picked it out to watch, but then you were watching it in front of me and there were a couple things that were funny.
Like honestly, I picked it out while Tim was like doing something, or I was just like, oh, like we can talk over this. And so Tim is like doing something, like not even facing the TV, but clearly listening and just like giggling to himself. I'm like, okay. Then I like stopped it, and then Tim was like, what about that movie, Love Hard?
I didn't say that.
Anyway, that's what we've been watching. What's your favorite one out of these? The Voyeurs, you look nasty.
Out of these, probably the Voyeurs.
I knew it. Why?
Because it actually was like, it had a good twist.
Had a good what, Tim?
It had a good twist to it, and it was hilarious.
So did Fight Club.
It was also, yeah, but Fight Club, I'd already seen it because I had watched.
You already saw Fight Club?
No, I had watched Mr. Robot.
Oh.
It was the same story, but the Voyeurs, it had like a twist, and it was hilarious how
What was hilarious?
she got exposed.
Was it? She got exposed.
She got exposed.
She got exposed. Nasty.
It's hilarious.
That's also the girl from White Lotus.
I was wondering where she came from.
Of course you were.
She had a weird face. What's this?
That's all you.
So weird. Well, I guess since we last talked, the Iron Bowl has taken place.
What's the Iron Bowl, Tim? Something that you've grown to love.
Everyone knows what the Iron Bowl is.
I definitely did not know what the Iron Bowl was before it's Auburn.
You're uncultured. Alabama-Auburn football, the biggest rivalry in the country of any sort.
Is it?
It probably is, yes.
Okay.
Of any sport-related rivalry, yes.
Okay.
In the United States, not outside the United States, because the United States sports does not compare to professional soccer anywhere else.
That's why they burned our trees. Go on.
They burn down stadiums in other countries, but
That's
and
funny.
like shoot people, shoot referees, all kinds of stuff happens. But anyway, back to the Iron Bowl at hand. Alabama, obviously huge favorites. Auburn obviously has a QAnoner coach basically, and we have grown to not support him. I'm ready for him to be fired, but you know, going into the Iron Bowl, Auburn was 6-5, 3-game losing streak, had given up a huge lead in like 3 games in a row, I think, or at least 2 of the 3, and lost. Iron Bowl happens. Always Nick Saban's kryptonite is playing in Auburn, and the game, they're playing absolutely terrible until the last like minute 34 of the game. Bryce Young has his Heisman moment, 97 yards in like a minute 34, goes all the way down the field, scores, and then goes to overtime. Alabama wins. Just very fitting for the way Brian Harsin is as a coach, because yet again, you lose a lead. You can't say that's a lack of talent, it's poor coaching. So I am ready for Brian Harsin to leave so Auburn can get back to being a competitive team.
One thing I do want to mention about the Iron Bowl is that, okay, so Tim has grown up as he grew up basically in Auburn and is an Alabama fan, but then tried to say he was an Auburn fan, right? So we're at Tim's family's house. Everyone in there is an Auburn fan, right? He's decked in Auburn gear. We're all like, Auburn, Auburn. And Tim has been rooting for Alabama for years, like the whole time I've known him. So, but he like did not even break where he's like accidentally rooting for Alabama. It was crazy. I was really proud of you.
I am Auburn if they have and like if one of them has a chance to win a national championship, I'm for that team.
It was just like, you were so believable. And I knew like I knew you were like angry that Alabama was doing so poorly, but you were like,
well, I like in my heart, the real reason that I was even like on one side or the other in that game is because I want Harsin to lose every game until he gets fired, because I am anti-Brian Harsin. I do not like Trump supporters. I don't like QAnoners.
Has he ever said that he was?
He just he just refuses to say. He says that it's not anyone's need to know if he's vaccinated and like stuff like that. He makes a lot of those blanket statements, and then he also, when he was starting at Auburn, he was like, "This is gonna be a blue collar program. We're gonna work hard." And I'm like, okay, but like, be blue collar, but you should really be a white collar team, and like, you're a college.
It's a college. Like, we're all like attempting to be white collar.
Like, if you want a high school football team that's blue collar and just runs the ball, then fine. But like, be educated, and like, obviously you got outsmarted by Nick Saban and lost. So
let's talk about Nicholas.
Greatest coach of all time.
During the Iron Bowl, like, obviously I went to Auburn, great, cool, but like, because Nick Saban has won so many things and like legends are built at Alabama, like, it's like, I want this streak to continue on, even though like Auburn hasn't been good since we had Gene Chizik, right? Like, we can all agree. Gene, Chizik, and Cam. So like,
not Gene. Gene went 3-9.
That whole combination, just Cam Newton, Gene Chizik were my favorite. So like, I want Nick to like continue like building these legends, and like has a really great program. So I want it to like continue where it's like, oh my gosh, you won so much. So that's where I stand. But like, at the end of the day, I'm like still Have to be Auburn.
Well, my thing with him coaching, like, you can say what you want about his recruiting and, like, what he's done in the past. My thing is the fact that last year he won the national championship. He had a first-round draft pick quarterback, first-round draft pick running back, 2 first-round draft picks, including a Heisman winner receivers, a center who was, like, first or second round. Like, so much of that offense graduated. And he comes back this year, first-year starter quarterback, wins the Heisman. You've got these other receivers and running backs and stuff stepping up that haven't gotten the playing time before, but like a totally new offense, and you still make the playoff. That is, like, I don't care what kind of recruits you have. Like, coaches have super talent in the NFL all the time, and they can't put all those superstars together to work well, but like, he turned that around so quickly.
I like Bryce. Who is this man at the bottom?
Oh, Kirby Smart. That is Nick Saban's son. Kirby Smart has tried and tried again to beat Alabama, but I think he would even admit at this point Nick Saban is his dad.
But they're going to be in the national championship together, possibly, right? But Kirby Smart, I guess Kirby Smart didn't come close.
Kirby Smart has played Nick Saban, I think, 4 times since Kirby Smart left Alabama. He was Nick Saban's defensive coordinator for years at Alabama. Great defensive coordinator, but in the SEC championship, like, Georgia had been hyped all year, like, defense is the most amazing thing since sliced bread, and like, there's no chance, Alabama's got no chance to beat them. I've been saying all along, Georgia's fraud. They don't have a good offense. Alabama's defense is not great, but they looked amazing in the SEC championship because Georgia is a fraud. And then Bryce sliced up that defense.
Is that what they say?
Sliced.
Bryce slice.
Bryce slice. Yeah, Georgia had given up like 17 points. Like, the most points they had given up in a game this season was like 17. Bryce Young put up 41.
I like Bryce. His dad, he won the Heisman, like Tim said, and his dad was like, he's a mental health therapist. Oh, gosh. I want to become a mental health therapist.
Well, that explains Bryce Young completely, because he's the most composed quarterback I've ever seen.
I think I like him.
Like, whether you're a Bama fan or not, Bryce Young is like the most like humble, composed quarterback probably ever in the SEC that's actually winning. Now, you probably have like a more composed, like humble quarterback at Vanderbilt because you like don't win, but
yeah,
for like a winner,
I hope he goes far, just like my friend Jalen.
Jalen's getting benched because of the stash. Gardner Minshew. Jalen got hurt. Gardner Minshew came in, put up a huge game, led the Eagles to a win. So like, now it's like a huge quarterback controversy.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
He'll probably just be a backup. He doesn't seem like he's cut out to be a starter in the NFL.
Really?
Yeah. He will be amazing for like 3 games in a row, and then the next 2 games he throws 3 interceptions and loses a game. And like,
he just needs like more practice.
I mean, like, yeah, he probably needs more time to develop, but he probably doesn't have to be the starter during that time. Like, maybe let him like develop on the bench for a year and then like give him another shot.
As long as he's still getting paid and he's still in the NFL, I'm really happy for him, and still dressing like
he's still
an
hungry.
90s R&B star. Any other thoughts on TTT?
On what?
TTT.
I think that's all I've got. There's no like soccer news really. Like, I haven't been watching English Premier League or
You've just
anything.
been sleeping.
Yeah. Right.
So this is the last thing of 2021. So the last thing that we'll have is the championship, and then that's it.
The championship will be in January.
Oh, is it? Okay, we'll see you then.
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
TTT. Guys, that's it. Unfortunately, there is no maps. We're on a bit of a hiatus. I know you guys are looking forward to, rehashing it out. Our next season begins in January. It'll be taking place in Boston. They actually found like a lot of different types of people to be on it. Like there's a lot of black couples, which I'm like, I didn't think there were black people in Boston.
In Boston?
But this is the second time they've been there. In the other Boston episodes, there were actually black couples, so that I think are still together.
I've always heard Boston is like the most racist place in the country, which is surprising when you have Mississippi. But yeah, it's interesting that they would. Yeah. Maybe wonder if there's gonna be some like tension and drama in the show.
I mean, I honestly hope for it because Atlanta really brought a lot of drama and tension and kept my interest.
You know where Maths goes wrong though? They never have. They're racist. They always put like the Asian with the Asian and like the white person with the white person, like Johnny and Bao in the last season. Like
when Johnny clearly wanted to be with a Latina.
Bao clearly wanted a white man.
No, she wanted a black man. What white boy did she want?
She said that she had only dated white men in the past.
And she knew that she wanted Zach.
Yeah, but Zach's like a weird one.
He's not that weird.
He's weird. He like plays the piano and stuff. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. That's so sweet.
He was like always crying
yes,
and stuff.
He's so sensitive and like in tune.
That is not somebody that should be married.
Why can't he be married?
He's just gonna cause all kinds of drama.
No, I think he's like normal. I like Zach. You play the piano, I can sing ballads.
But yeah, they need to throw some mixed stuff in there. Like especially with it being married at first sight. Like throw something crazy.
I do want I did not want to talk about maps in this episode, but
like a country white guy from Alabama.
You?
Put him with like a Guatemalan woman.
I thought you were gonna say like someone like
that
me.
Was gonna be too predictable. I couldn't say that.
Okay. I do want it to be like something where it's like, oh, like if it's someone like super fat, if it's someone with like no limbs, like I want it to be like something where you like really have to like accept this person for who they are.
They should be more inclusive of people with disabilities and stuff.
I want it to be more inclusive. I want different types of couples. Like, I want, like, the whole thing. I want it to be, like, an actual show where you're married at first sight. Not just, like, oh, there's, like, Pop-Po from the Bach.
They haven't had anybody with, like, a problem. Like, the most, like, problematic history for anybody is, like, a divorce or, like...
Yeah.
Which, those didn't work out, did they? The people who are like previously divorced. Here comes another one.
Yeah, he has 2 divorces now.
Yep. And what's the other? Just like people's like mental damages.
There have been some where like someone's not attracted to the person, but like it was still just like a normal able-bodied human being.
Yeah.
And like, I just want like different I just want like different types of people together. Just like if we're basing it just on like morals and like values, like bring me something. Like I would have never picked him out of a crowd and been like, that's gonna be him. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have even seen you in a crowd. You're too small.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. New episode will be in January. It'll probably just be us. A lot of people have been letting me down in terms of our women's health series because people are trash. Whoa.
Whoa.
Sorry about that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bleep that out. My goodness.
People, sorry.
We're a good Christian home.
Evangelical.
Excuse me.
Shut up, Tim.
Gosh.
Sorry, I just feel really passionate about it, and I think it's just like so disrespectful when people like have no regard for my time. But yeah, hopefully
they're probably from Maryland.
No, they're from like
Atlanta.
No, Atlanteans, we're always on time and like willing to like support. That's a whole conversation for a different day.
Goodbye. I must go.
Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, we'll have a new episode in January. We'll be rehashing maths and everything else that we're watching. Have a really safe New Year's Eve. Bye-bye.